Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. In a video I put out just the other day, I warned that it could be the case that some cryptocurrency exchanges delist XRP, no longer trade it. And the reason I brought it up is because a reputable lawyer in the world of crypto cited, hey, this is going to be a consideration for exchanges. And there are at least a couple people in the comment section of my video that said that I was spreading fear, uncertainty, and doubt, to which I responded, I will not shy away from negative sounding stuff. I'm an investor of XRP. I want to be aware of as many potential dynamics as possible. I want to be aware of good and bad news. I'm not going to stick my head in the sand and pretend that life is all, puppies and ice cream and Skittles and all that crap. Bad stuff can happen. And it's a fair point to discuss. And so was it just FUD? Was it purely fear, uncertainty, and doubt? Turns out the answer is absolutely not. Here's a headline from Cointelegraph. XRP price falls 24% in 24 hours as exchanges begin delisting. Yes, indeed, we're talking about delisting XRP. It has happened. And they're smaller exchanges. And so I said, look, it wouldn't be surprising. I said, I don't know if it's going to happen, but I wouldn't be surprising if it does indeed happen. And, I voiced my concern that for those that do, it's kind of like, isn't that an admission that you did something you shouldn't have been doing? If anything, I told everybody who was listening, I was like, if it were me, I'd just sit tight. Plus, on top of that, there's other news today indicating that it's a completely unnecessary move, but they're doing it anyway. There's some news from the SEC today that makes it pretty damn clear that there's no need to remove XRP right now, but nonetheless it happened. And the news gets a little bit worse from there. And this is not stuff that's going to destroy XRP. I'm just sharing with you because I'm going to share with you the good stuff, the bad stuff along this journey. We're not going to just this is not a hype channel. Never going to do it. I'm going to boldly talk about all the negative crap too, because I don't want to be oblivious. And if you're an XRP holder and you don't think it should be discussed, what? Like you want to be oblivious? Like I don't. I'm just saying if stuff's going horrendously wrong, I'd want to be aware. Not that it's horrendously wrong. I mean, this is some serious stuff, but look, there are also investment firms that have major firms actually that are no longer investing in XRP. But I will share with you that I think that this is just going to be a temporary thing because it's crystal clear to me. My humble opinion is that XRP is not a security. I think that Ripple's going to be found to be in the right, or they're going to settle with the SEC, and then it'll end up being business as usual. That's my prediction. It's going to be one or the other. I don't know. I don't know for sure. But that's my for fun guess. And look, I'm not a financial advisor. I don't have a law background of any kind. I am not offering advice of any kind, certainly not financial advice. And so you should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. But I do think it's fun to talk about these stuffs, and we should make ourselves aware of as much public information having to do with Ripple and XRP as is available. I'm just going to share this in like every video where I talk about Jay Clownton. Here you go. In case you haven't seen it, I shared it in my very last video too. I just think it's hilarious. There you go. Jay Clownton of the SEC, who by the way is resigning. So it's just like, here's a pile of garbage I created for you, future SEC people who I don't know who's going to be running after this. But here's a pile of garbage I left for you. Bye, Felicia. And then he just exits. So he's gone. He's out the door, and somebody else has to deal with this mess that he created. That's fine. That's so fun. And so as I'm recording this, by the way, XRP has recovered from its low today of around 21 cents. As I recorded, it's at 29.5 cents. I'm not going to talk about price so much in this video, but I will just acknowledge, I discussed it fairly in depth in the last video. The analysts that I'm following, they think that there's actually a really good chance that XRP could be trading above 40 cents in the short term, despite all of this. And it wasn't only XRP that tanked today. It was the entire altcoin market. Really. Do you see all this red to the right? This is the 24-hour column. Do you see all this red? Like pretty much everything's down substantially. And so fine, XRP got the brunt of it, but that's because there was also legitimately scary news. And so yeah, it's down more than the others. But this wasn't purely an XRP thing, just to be clear. And so people did get shaken out. But do what you want to do. Here's a tweet from JT. And he highlighted there's an image here, and this is an ad that Ripple took out. Titled, "Dear Congress, please do not paint us with a broad brush." And I'm not going to read the thing. It's on your screen, actually. If you care to look at it here, you can even freeze frame it here if you want to read it. But basically, Ripple's requesting regulatory clarity, and they've been so transparent along the way. And so what JT wrote here is, all Ripple wanted for the past 8 years was clarity. Instead, they get sued. Shame on the SEC and Jay Clownton for harming innovation. Hashtag XRP community. And that was from the Wall Street Journal right there. And then there was this piece, too, from the Daily Hodl. Ripple says SEC is wrong on the facts and the law in response to XRP lawsuit. And I'm not really going to go in depth through this because it's part of something that I covered pretty in depth just the other day. It was a blog on, it's part of Ripple's Insight series that Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse wrote. But I did want to highlight, if I still have it open actually, I would like to highlight part of what he wrote, which I did in the last video, but I want to make sure everybody hears this because the bottom line is that XRP is still at the core of Ripple's business model. Nothing has changed. And I think Ripple will persevere. They are confident, and this right here proves it. Check this out. And again, this was written by Brad Garlinghouse, Ripple CEO, and he references in this Chris Larson, who is co-founder of Ripple. Chris and I had the option to settle separately. We could do that, and it would all be behind us. Not happening. So, by the way, let me pause right there. That means that they're trying to. Basically, it's like a mafia shakedown. Like they're trying to get money out of Garlinghouse and Chris Larson, and maybe some sort of confession that we did wrong. They could have settled, gotten out of. Who knows what it would have looked like? We could only speculate on that. But if they had done that, given that you're talking about the co-founder of Ripple and the CEO of Ripple, if they did that, that would not look good for Ripple, the company, who would still get sued by the SEC. It would make things worse for Ripple, and so they're so confident they're right that they didn't take the deal. So now they're getting sued, which is really unusual from what I've gathered from lawyers, including this Chervinsky guy, Jake Chervinsky, who I'm going to highlight again. I talked to you about some of the stuff he had to say the other day. He said that this is rather unusual to name individuals like this, usually be the company. So again, he wrote, we could do that. We could have settled separately, and it would all be behind us. Not happening. That's how confident Chris and I are that we are right. We will aggressively fight and prove our case. Through this case, we will get clear rules of the road for the industry here in the U.S. We are not only on the right side of the law, but we will be on the right side of history. So look, I'm telling you, I believe them. It does make sense. I do not believe for a moment that XRP is a security. Because for me, a hard line is the fact that it's decentralized. Ripple couldn't even shut it down, and so even if their settlement ends up being how this all goes down and Ripple pays a fine, fine. If it just makes it go away, I don't care. But then we would have some sort of clarity on how to move forward, and that all the people that held through XRP through that, I suspect, and this is not financial advice, but I suspect that they'll be rather happy. And so there was, here we go. I do want to run through this. This is another piece from the Daily Hodl. Crypto lawyers analyze series of Ripple and XRP allegations from U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. Lawyers in the cryptocurrency industry are responding to charges filed by the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission against the San Francisco payments company Ripple. Compound lawyer Jake Chervinsky says the suit shows that the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission is playing hardball in its assertion that Ripple illegally sold XRP as an unregistered security. And you can see, and I actually have the entire thread, so here's what they quoted. This is the actual quote from Jake Chervinsky, who has now 35,800 followers. This is what he put out into the world. This is quite bad for Ripple. Not exactly worst case, that'd be securities fraud, but close. And so let me pause right there. There's nothing criminal about this, to be clear. So from what I've gathered, even if the worst happens, if this goes to court and it's not settled, even if, nobody's going to jail here. And so I don't know if you've heard all sorts of the Bitcoin maxi trolls out there and the fudsters. They're saying jail time for Brad Garlinghouse, Chris Larson. My understanding is that there's nothing criminal about this whatsoever. There can be penalties, but they'd primarily be monetary, potentially. So anyway, and then Jake Chervinsky wrote the following. XRP is basically useless if deemed a security. Alleging violations through present day is a kill shot. Charging individual executives is remarkable. This is the SEC playing hardball. So look, I don't doubt that he's very good at his lawyery stuff. I'm not going to doubt that at all. He seems to be well respected in general. And okay, all well and good. Even I cited this the other day too. Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong on a different issue was retweeting what this guy was saying. So he's certainly respected in the world of crypto. but he's not some sort of business professional. And as far as XRP being useless if deemed a security, I don't think that Ripple's just going to throw in the towel. They'd probably just operate everywhere else on the planet except the United States, because the XRP is a decentralized cryptocurrency. I suspect that they'd relocate out of the country, which they've already talked about potentially doing anyway. And they'd move forward. Like, why would they not? Why they're just going to curl up in a ball and die? Like, I don't think so. So, from a business perspective, I'm not going to listen to him. I think that Ripple's going to find a way to move forward, and it would just exclude the United States. But it's worth considering, and this is an important point, I think, the United States, and it's just one department within the United States that says XRP is a security. No other country on the planet agrees with that. And it's not the case that XRP is a security today. It won't necessarily be proven to be a security. In fact, again, if I had to guess, the answer is no. We'll see how this goes. But I think that I think that Ripple, as Brett has stated, will be found to be on the right side of history here. Nonetheless, and I do understand this is very serious, but I don't have any fear in me over this. I really don't. And if I'm wrong, fine. Maybe things go to hell in a handbasket, but I just don't believe it. Anyway, this piece continues from the Daily Huddle. Stravinsky says there's little comparison between this complaint and the one against Block 1 over the crypto asset EOS, which was settled with a $24 million penalty. And here's a quote. "We're already way off the EOS track. There's a huge difference between settling an enforcement action behind closed doors, as in EOS, versus taking the SEC to court. Not to mention, the SEC appears to be charging Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larson individually, which is quite rare." Now, Stephen Pauly, a blockchain and digital currency lawyer at Anderson Kill, says the SEC believes the distribution of XRP was clearly centralized. And here's a quote. "Just read through the complaint, and they came fully loaded for bear. For a non-fraud complaint, it's brutal. The SEC begins this complaint with a little bit of history demonstrating that in their view of history, XRP and Ripple were pretty much the same thing at the outset. Oh, they also got legal advice that it was probably a securities offering and thus need to be registered. Curious to know how that memo came into the hands of the SEC. That's an ouch. This was all pretty damn centralized distribution-wise in the SEC's eyes, netting Ripple and its execs more than $700 million in profit." And consider also, though, so that memo that they're talking about, whatever got leaked there, he worded a little bit more harshly than it actually was. They said that XRP, and it was an internal memo, might be perceived as a security. Not it is a security and needs to be registered. That's not how it read. So I know fine detail, but I think details matter, right? Moving on now. Here we go. This was interesting too. And not that I'm going to go terribly in depth here, but CoinDesk tweeted out, "Just in, stablecoins should meet the same regulatory standards as other financial instruments," Trump's working group on financial markets said Wednesday. And then somebody named Caitlin Long retweeted that and wrote, "Holy cow. Even more regulatory news in crypto land. This is about stablecoins. Watch this space." And then here's a quote. "Depending on its design and other factors, a stablecoin may constitute a security, commodity, or derivative subject to the U.S. federal securities, commodity, and or derivatives law." So they're really coming at crypto, which is why Raoul Paul told his 306,400 followers, "This is all looking like a big planned rug pull." Yeah. I mean, I don't think that sounds tinfoil hatty at all. I frankly don't. They did something. It was coordinated, and they're moving all sorts of fronts, as you're about to see. Shout out to XRP Crypto Wolf for sending this next piece my way. Thank you very much, my friend, for always sending me awesome news. I really do appreciate it. And so it goes to this Cointelegraph piece titled, "The SEC shows some mercy to broker-dealers handling security tokens." And so it goes, I'm not going to read the article, but just it's protection as a result from those that are handled. So whether it's a cryptocurrency exchange, this or that, according to this, it seemed to me that there's no need to be delisting XRP, even though that ultimately happens. So let's go through some of these articles real quick from Cointelegraph. Bitwise dumps XRP investment amid SEC lawsuit against Ripple. Bitwise Asset Management, one of the largest crypto fund managers, has fully divested from XRP amid the regulatory backlash against Ripple. In an official press release, Bitwise announced Wednesday that its position in XRP has been liquidated because its fund does not invest in assets that are reasonably likely to be deemed securities under federal or state securities laws. And it continues, Bitwise's decision to liquidate its position in XRP was based on consideration of new public information from the SEC's complaint. And so look, we're just going to have to sit tight until this is all worked out, and then entities like this that got a little scared, they can jump back in if they want. And so if they believe this is the most imprudent thing to do from a legal perspective for their business, fine. But that's what I'm saying. It's just messy along the way. But this is not stuff that is going to make XRP stop existing. It's a decentralized cryptocurrency which is functionally useful, and the rest of the world doesn't agree with Jay Clownton. Okay. Then there is this. All right, actually, that's on the same topic. I'm sorry. Bitwise 10 crypto index funds, has been liquidated. Next. Galaxy Digital and Jump Trading cut ties with XRP. And so here you go. Two crypto trading firms, Galaxy Digital and Jump Trading, have cut ties with XRP, according to reports. Now, Galaxy Digital is huge. That's the one that was founded and run by billionaire Mike Novogratz. I'm not familiar with Jump Trading, but there you go. Crypto news site The Block today reported that the trading desks confirmed that they stopped making markets in XRP following Ripple's high-profile lawsuit. Yesterday, the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission filed a $1.3 billion lawsuit against Ripple Labs, the company associated with XRP. So again, I'm sorry to those people that thought that talking along these lines was purely fun and I shouldn't have done it. I say, shut your damn mouth, girl, because baby girl, just hush your lips. Just hush them lips. Because I was right, and it made sense to talk about this. And I wasn't right in the sense, like, I didn't predict that it would happen. I said that it's reasonable to think that some might do this, and it ended up happening. It was perfectly reasonable. So here you go, from Cointelegraph. XRP price falls 24% in 24 hours as exchanges begin delisting. XRP price fell 41% on Binance over the past 3 days as news of the lawsuit by the United States Securities and Exchange Commission against Ripple became apparent. As a result, several small exchanges have already halted XRP trading. So far, 3 small exchanges, namely OSL, Beaksley, and Crosstower, have either temporarily stopped trading or removed XRP. And so again, not big names, but it happened. Okay, this is real life. According to prominent lawyers in the cryptocurrency industry, exchanges that listed XRP are at risk if the token is deemed a security. Haley Lennon, a partner at Anderson Kill, said, quote, "You know who is at risk if XRP is considered a security? Every exchange that lists XRP." And I saw that on Twitter before I saw this article, and I responded to her, and I pointed out that that is not true. Maybe are you sure you're with a law firm or you're a prominent lawyer? Because this if it's declared a security by the in the United States, that applies to the United States only. The rest of the exchanges the world over, it doesn't apply to them. Okay, it's not that something is declared to be so in the United States and the rest of the world must fall in lockstep. And to the contrary, the rest of the world disagrees with this. So I'm sorry, my friend Haley Lennon, but you are indeed wrong. So we'll see how messy this gets, but I'm just being real with you. I'm not financial advice. Don't buy or sell because of me. I'm happy to share my everyday Joe Schmo unprofessional opinion, but I don't believe XRP is going to go away. I just think that we're going to go through a messy period, and at some point it's going to get cleared up. I'm guessing, like I keep saying, Ripple's probably going to settle and pay some sort of fine, and then their business model will proceed. There will be clarity, and then Ripple can actually market on-demand liquidity more aggressively, and it'll be easier to get clients because they're with banks. You know what they've been citing. The banks are some of the most conservative potential customers out there. And if there were actual certainty over how XRP is being classified as a result of this messiness, that would be a net plus. Talk about silver lining on steroids, man. Like this would really be something. So in the end, it could be good. In the short term, though, it's scaring a lot of people, and I get it. And maybe we're wrong, and it all goes to zero. I just don't believe it, though. I think you fast forward to a point in the future where this is done, and everything's going to be looking a bit more rosy. And we still are in. By the way, we're still in a bull market. Don't forget that. And XRP continues to follow the price action of Bitcoin. There's no reason to think, despite this, that it's going to stop doing that. Right? But that's my humble opinion. That's it for this video, though. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.